If the specific person in your mind is constantly in your thoughts, but they never call you, it means one thing. There are moments in life when someone's presence hangs silently in your mind. It's not because they are sitting next to you or speaking with you. It's because of who they once were to you, and now, in that deep silence, they are still present in your heart, louder than ever. You wake up and find your thoughts automatically drifting toward them. You wonder what they're doing. You remember their laughter, the softness in their voice when they said your name. But days pass without a call, without a text, and without a sign. Yet they are still there. Not physically, but emotionally, mentally, and invisibly woven into the rhythm of your days. Confusing, isn't it? Because if they are in your head that often, you have to be honest with yourself. So, what does it actually mean when the specific person is constantly on your mind, but never reaches out? Let's dive deeper, beyond logic, beyond the games people play, and into the emotional, psychological, and spiritual layers of this bond. 1. The mind remembers what the heart hasn't let go. You can't tear your thoughts away from them because a part of you still hasn't let go. Not fully, not truly. Sometimes what returns to you isn't the person themselves, but the unspoken energy remaining between you. Unexpressed feelings, a closure that never happened. These are the words hanging in the silence when a connection fades. Our minds replay stories that have no clear ending. So you ask yourself, why didn't they call? Was it my fault? Did I make this connection up? This is your heart's search for peace. But that peace won't come from a call. It will only come when you forgive their silence and choose to move forward. 2. Their silence doesn't mean you are forgotten or unimportant. Here is the hardest truth. The person you wish to share your life with can carry you deep within them and still remain silent. This isn't because you aren't enough. It's because they aren't ready, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, to face what your presence stirs in them. Some people crave intimacy, but are terrified of the vulnerability that comes with it. Some feel the power of love, but run from the responsibility. Others realize they've found something rare, but simply don't have the courage to hold on to it. So, if they aren't calling, don't see it as a rejection. See it as a reflection of their internal state. You might be ready for the truth, but they may still be running from it. The distance between you isn't a lack of your value, it's a lack of their maturity. 3. You aren't just feeling a memory, you're feeling an energetic cord. If someone stays in your mind without communicating, it's often because an energetic bond still exists between you. We all leave energetic imprints through emotions, glances, and shared vulnerabilities. If the bond was strong, it's not surprising that your soul still feels them in the silence. Perhaps you feel a sadness that doesn't belong to you, or maybe the moment you think of them, they are thinking of you too. When your mind is quiet and they appear in your dreams, it isn't a fantasy, it's a vibration. Energy follows attention. The more you feed this bond with your thoughts, the stronger it remains. But when you redirect your energy toward yourself, your peace, and your purpose, you begin to reclaim your space. That is when their presence loses its power over you. 4. Sometimes the universe wants to teach you how to let go. Not every bond is permanent. Some exist only to wake you up. Perhaps the specific person didn't come into your life to stay, but to change you. They came to show you your own emotional depth, to remind you of what still needs healing within, and to prove how much love you are capable of giving. Even if it's not in the way you expected, the universe often sends people as temporary teachers. When you look back, you will realize how this silence made you grow. Sometimes you need someone who never calls to learn how to never wait for a call again. 5. Love is not always about physical togetherness. Sometimes love is an internal awareness. When someone stays in your mind for a long time, it is an invitation to look within. Ask yourself, what does their presence trigger in me? Why do you need their validation to feel safe? Do you really miss them? Or do you miss the feeling you had when you were with your soul connection? Often, it is not the person we miss, but the feeling they evoked in us. You miss the security in their voice, the warmth of being seen, and the comfort of being understood. But what if you realized that all of this is already within you? What if they were only reflecting your own capacity to love, hope, and dream? The mind clings to symbols. Right now, they are simply a symbol, reminding your heart of what it wants to feel again. 6. True meaning. This bond lives within you. If the specific person is constantly on your mind but never reaches out, it means this bond no longer lives between you. It now lives only in you. You are carrying this energy alone. They may be gone, but you are still holding on to the echo. This is not a weakness. It is proof of how deeply you can love, how loyal your heart is, and how devoted your mind becomes when it is touched by someone. But love is not about waiting for someone to remember you. Love is about remembering your own value, even while they are silent. It is time to stop waiting and start listening to the version of yourself that is ready to heal. This version deserves peace, freedom, and love, not for the one who stays silent, but for yourself. 7. The unspoken emotional truth. The fact that they haven't reached out doesn't always mean they don't care. Sometimes the one you love truly thinks of you. They look at your photos, they hear your laughter in your mind, and they wonder if you've moved on. But their pride stops them. Their fear stops them. Their ego stops them. Perhaps they say to themselves, if they really wanted me, they would reach out to me. And right there, both lose, one in silence, the other in waiting. Many people learn to suppress their emotions, to move on quickly, and to mistake indifference for strength. But under that mask, many suffer just like you. They simply bury it deeper. So never mistake their silence for a lack of feeling. Perhaps it is not a lack of emotion, but a lack of courage. 8. Healing, moving from why to thank you. Healing begins when you stop asking why and start saying thank you. When that day comes, when you stop asking why they didn't text or call and instead say, thank you for showing me what I deserve and what I don't, your healing process truly accelerates. You begin to see how their absence created space for you to find yourself. You see that their silence forced you to hear your own voice, and their distance led you toward self-love, boundaries, and inner strength. You become lighter, not because you forgot them, but because you learned to carry the memory without the pain. One day you will remember them again, but not with longing, with a calm understanding. Then you will know they weren't the destination. They were just a lesson on your path. 9. The silent power of letting go. Letting go doesn't mean erasing the bond. It means releasing what you thought should have been. It is a silent and noble decision. I can miss you and still move forward. I can think of you and still choose peace. I can love you, but I can love myself more. This is the power that turns heartbreak into wisdom, a power that no text or call could ever give you. 10. Reclaiming your energy. Finally, when you accept that they may never reach out, something magical happens. You stop waiting. You stop checking your phone, stop looking for signs in every detail. And in that empty space, your energy returns to you. You begin to see beauty again, in music, in the sunset, or in your own reflection. You reconnect with friends, with laughter, and with new possibilities. You become yourself again, not the person who waits, but the person who lives. And in that very moment, love finds its true path. Not through them, but through the universe, through a new beginning, and through the quiet glow of self-respect. If the specific person is constantly on your mind but never calls, you are at a crossroads between holding on and healing. Perhaps they were a beautiful chapter, but they were never the whole book. Close this chapter with honor, send them love or silence, and remind yourself every day. The right person will never leave you in uncertainty about your value. They will show you, not with words, but with their presence. Until then, fall in love with the peace that letting go brings. Because when you stop waiting for them to reach out, you finally start listening to your own soul. To seal this shift in your reality and reclaim your power, I invite you to leave a comment below with this affirmation. I reclaim my energy, honor my journey, and open my heart to the peace I deserve.